CDL Practice Test, Texas, Combination Vehicles, Part 4. Question number 77. What type of trailers can get stuck on railroad highway crossing? A. Tank vehicles. B. Lowboys, car carriers, trailers loaded with hazardous materials. C. Any of these vehicles. D. Low slung units and single axle tractor pulling a long trailer with its landing gear set to accommodate a tandem axle tractor. The correct answer is here, D. Low slung units and single axle tractor pulling a long trailer with its landing gear set to accommodate a tandem axle tractor. Explanation. Low slung units, lowboy, car carrier, moving van, possum belly livestock trailer, and single axle tractor pulling a long trailer with its landing gear set to accommodate a tandem axle tractor stand a higher chance of getting stuck on a railroad highway crossing. Question number 78. When you test the tractor protection valve, the red air supply control knob should go into the position A. Normal. B. Neutral. C. Emergency. The correct answer is here, C. Emergency. Explanation. To test the tractor protection valve, shut the engine off and step on and off the brake pedal several times to reduce the air pressure in the tanks. When the air pressure has fallen enough, typically into the range 20-45 C, the trailer air supply control knob should pop out, or the valve controller should go from the normal to the emergency position. Question number 79. Describe what the service line is for. A. To carry air to the parking brake to control the trailer brakes. B. To carry air to the cab of the rig to cool it. C. To supply air to the trailer air tank. D. To carry air to a relay valve that allows the trailer brakes to be applied quickly. The correct answer is here, D. To carry air to a relay valve that allows the trailer brakes to be applied quickly. Explanation. The service line, also called the control line or signal line, carries air, which is controlled by the foot brake or the trailer hand brake. Depending on how hard you press the foot brake or pull the hand valve, the pressure in the service line will similarly change. The service line is connected to relay valves that allow the trailer brakes to be applied more quickly than would otherwise be possible. Question number 80. Where should the tractor be when you inspect the landing gear after uncoupling the trailer? A. Completely cleared from the trailer. B. With the fifth wheel directly beneath the kingpin. C. With the tractor frame under the trailer. The correct answer is here, C. With the tractor frame under the trailer. Explanation. After you've unlocked the fifth wheel, pull the tractor forward until the fifth wheel is out from under the trailer but the tractor frame is still under the trailer. This will prevent the trailer from falling onto the ground should the landing gear fail to support the trailer. Question number 81. What does the trailer hand valve do? A. It is the valve used to activate the parking brakes. B. It is the valve that should be activated during driving. C. It is used in place of the foot brakes in emergencies. D. It tests the trailer brakes. The correct answer is here, D. It tests the trailer brakes. Explanation. The trailer hand valve is used to work the brakes on a trailer. It should not be used while driving as it can cause the trailer to skid. Question number 82. When connecting the glad hands, press the two seals together with the couplers at what angle to each other? A. 90 degrees. B. 45 degrees. C. 180 degrees. The correct answer is here. A. 90 degrees. Explanation. When connecting the glad hands, press the two seals together with the couplers at a 90-degree angle to each other. A turn of the glad hand attached to the hose will join and lock the couplers. Question number 83. If you press the trailer air supply control and the spring brakes don't release, you should A. Use stab braking. B. Engage the clutch. C. Use the tractor protection valve. D. Check your airline connections. The correct answer is here. D. Check your airline connections. Explanation. When the airlines get crossed, air goes to the service line instead of the trailer air tanks. That means the spring brakes may not release if you push the trailer air supply control. Check your airline connections to make sure nothing is crossed or disconnected. Question number 84. You are driving a semi and the trailer breaks away, pulling apart the airlines. You expect the trailer brakes to come on and A. The tractor to lose all air pressure. B. The trailer supply valve to stay open. C. The tractor brakes to lock up. D. The tractor brakes to keep working. The correct answer is here. D. The tractor brakes to keep working. Explanation. When the trailer breaks away and severs the emergency airline, emergency brakes on the trailer engage. At the same time, the tractor brakes will remain operational. Question number 85. As you're uncoupling a tractor semi-trailer, you've already positioned the rig and ease the pressure on the locking jaws. Next, you'll need to A. Inspect the trailer supports. B. Disconnect airlines. C. Pull the tractor away from the trailer. D. Chock the trailer's wheels. The correct answer is here. C. Pull the tractor away from the trailer. The correct answer is here. D. Chock the trailer's wheels. Explanation. After positioning the rig and easing pressure on the locking jaws, you'll chock the trailer wheels. This is especially important on vehicles that don't have spring brakes. Following that, you'll lower the landing gear. Question number 86. What does the tractor protection valve do? A. It protects the truck tractor from skidding. B. The tractor protection valve is another name for trailer emergency brakes, which let air out of the tractor emergency line. C. It keeps air out of the truck tractor. D. It shuts down the air supply to the trailer if there is a leak. The correct answer is here. D. It shuts down the air supply to the trailer if there is a leak. Explanation. The trailer protection valve cuts off the air supply to the trailer, in case the trailer breaks free or there is a massive air leak in the trailer. Question number 87. You cross the airlines when hooking up to an old trailer. What will happen? A. The hand valve will apply the tractor brakes instead of the trailer brakes. B. If the trailer has no spring brakes, you will be able to drive away but you won't have trailer brakes. C. The brake lights will come on when the brake pedal is pressed. The correct answer is here, B. If the trailer has no spring brakes, you will be able to drive away but you won't have trailer brakes. Explanation. Trailers built before 1975 are not required to have spring brakes. If you cross the airlines when coupling such a trailer, you may have nowhere pressure to supply the trailer brakes. You'll be able to drive, but you won't be able to brake the trailer. Always test the trailer air brakes before you start to drive. Question number 88. If you are towing a trailer that blocks your view to the rear, the law requires A. That you have mirrors on the left-hand side only. B. That you have mirrors on the right-hand side only. C. The law does not require you to have any mirrors at all. D. That you have mirrors on both the left and right-hand outside. The correct answer is here, D. That you have mirrors on both the left and right-hand outside. Explanation. If you are towing a trailer that blocks your view to the rear, the law requires that you have mirrors on both the left and right-hand outside. Question number 89. For coupling to be completed, the safety catch for the fifth wheel locking lever must be A. Through the locking lever. B. Straight up. C. Over the locking lever. The correct answer is here, C. Over the locking lever. Explanation. The safety latch should be in position over the fifth wheel locking lever. On some vehicles, you may have to position it manually. Question number 90. What is the other name for shut-off valves? A. Trailer protection valve. B. Emergency valves. C. Relay valves. D. Cutout cocks. The correct answer is here, D. Cutout cocks. Explanation. Shut-off valves are also known as cutout cocks. Question number 91. How long does it take a typical tractor trailer to clear a single railroad track or double track? A. It takes 7 seconds to clear a single track and more than 10 seconds to clear a double track. B. It takes 10 seconds to clear a single track and more than 12 seconds to clear a double track. C. It takes 14 seconds to clear a single track and more than 15 seconds to clear a double track. The correct answer is here, C. It takes 14 seconds to clear a single track and more than 15 seconds to clear a double track. Explanation. It takes a typical tractor trailer unit at least 14 seconds to clear a single track and more than 15 seconds to clear a double track. Question number 92. At night, when a vehicle is carrying a load that extends 4 feet or more beyond the rear of the body, there must be at the extreme end of the load, A. Red flags. B. A red flag. C. Red lights. The correct answer is here, C. Red lights. Explanation. According to federal regulations, if the load projects more than 4 feet behind the rear of the vehicle, the end of the load must be marked as follows, open bracket, 1, with red flags, each 18 inches square, in the daytime, or 2, with 2 red lights at night. There are additional federal requirements on how to illuminate the rest of the load. as states may impose their own additional requirements on the transportation of oversized loads. 49 CFR 393.11, 49 CFR 393.87. Question number 93. An anti-lock braking system, ABS, is useful. A. Only if it is on the tractor. B. Only if it is on the tractor and all trailers. C. Whether it is on the tractor or the trailers. The correct answer is here, C. Whether it is on the tractor or the trailers. Explanation. ABS can help prevent wheel locking regardless of whether it's on the tractor, the trailer, or both. Question number 94. When you are uncoupling a loaded trailer, lower the landing gear until it A. Reaches the ground, B. Makes contact with the ground, and leave the trailer off the fifth wheel, C. Makes firm contact with the ground. The correct answer is here, C. Makes firm contact with the ground. Explanation. When uncoupling a loaded trailer, lower the landing gear until it makes firm contact with the ground. Then crank the landing gear in low gear for a few more turns, just enough to lift some weight off the tractor, but not so much that you lift the trailer off the fifth wheel. This will make it easier to unlatch the fifth wheel now and couple next time. Question number 95. How do you avoid off-tracking? A. Drive at a slow and steady pace with little variation. B. Keep the front of your vehicle away from the curb and go toward the left lane. C. Steer and follow the curve of the curb closely when you make turns. D. Steer wide enough at turns to avoid hitting curbs, pedestrians, etc. with your rear trailer. The correct answer is here, D. Steer wide enough at turns to avoid hitting curbs, pedestrians, etc. with your rear trailer. Explanation. Since the rear trailer has the highest risk of off-tracking, you should steer wide when you make turns to avoid hitting pedestrians, curbs, etc. with the rear trailer. Question number 96. The fifth wheel locking lever is not locked after the jaws close around the kingpin. This means that A. The trailer will not swivel on the fifth wheel. B. The parking lock is off and you may drive away. C. The coupling is not right and should be fixed before you drive the coupled unit. The correct answer is here, C. The coupling is not right and should be fixed before you drive the coupled unit. Explanation. Don't drive the vehicle until you're sure that the coupling is correct. Check to make sure of the following. There is no space between the upper and lower fifth wheel. The fifth wheel jaws have closed around the shank of the kingpin. The locking lever is in the lock position, and the safety latch is in position over the locking lever. If anything isn't right, don't drive the vehicle until you've found and corrected the problem. If you drive it anyway, your trailer could come loose while you're driving. Question number 97. You can confirm that air is going to all brakes in your trailers by A. Opening the emergency line shut-off valve at the rear of the last trailer and listening for air escaping. B. Confirming that the air pressure is at normal levels. C. Opening the emergency line shut-off valve and then the service line valve at the rear of the last trailer and listening for air escaping each time. The correct answer is here, C. Opening the emergency line shut-off valve and then the service line valve at the rear of the last trailer and listening for air escaping each time. Explanation. To check whether air is flowing to all trailers, go to the rear of the last trailer and open the emergency line shut-off valve there. If the entire system is charged, you should hear air escaping. Then close that valve and open the service line valve again. You should hear air escaping. Question number 98. The following steps describe the testing order for which part of the combination vehicle. Check for normal air pressure range. Let go of the parking brakes. Move your vehicle forward slowly. Use hand control to use trailer brakes. A. Tractor protection valve. B. Trailer emergency brakes. C. Airflow through trailers. D. Trailer service brakes. The correct answer here. D. Trailer service brakes. Explanation. The steps listed are used to test the service brakes. Question number 99. What is the best way to prevent a rollover? A. Put all cargo anywhere you see fit, and drive at normal speeds at turns. B. Put all cargo in the center of the trailer. C. Put all cargo on one side of the trailer, and drive at posted speeds at turns. D. Place the cargo as close to the ground as possible and drive slowly at turns. The correct answer here. D. Place the cargo as close to the ground as possible and drive slowly at turns. Explanation. Keeping the cargo close to the ground and driving slowly is the best way to keep the trailer level and prevent rollover. Putting the cargo in the center of the trailer also helps prevent rollover, but keeping the cargo close to the ground and driving slowly is the better option. Question number 100. The best way to tell if your trailer has started to skid is to A. Feel for pulling in the cab. B. Hear the wheels skidding. C. See it in your mirrors. The correct answer here. C. See it in your mirrors. Explanation. The earliest way to notice that your trailer is jackknifing is to see it swinging out in your mirrors. Question number 101. To apply more or less pressure to the trailer brakes, which of the following does the service line connect to? A. Foot brakes. B. Tractor protection valve. C. Emergency service line. D. Relay valves. The correct answer here. D. Relay valves. Explanation. The service line connects to the relay valves to give more pressure to trailer brakes. Question number 102. On a trailer, where is the yellow interlock brake ABS malfunction lamp located? A. On the right rear corner. B. On the left side and on the front center. C. On the left front or left rear corner. The correct answer here. C. On the left front or left rear corner. Explanation. On a trailer, the yellow ABS malfunction lamp is located on the left front or left rear corner. Make sure you know where to look for it. Question number 103. When you're pulling doubles or triples, the shut-off valve should always be A. Open except for those on the first trailer. B. Open. C. Open except for those on the last trailer. The correct answers here, C. Open except for those on the last trailer. Explanation. The shut-off valves are located at the rear of each trailer to allow you to stop the airflow there. If there is another trailer behind this one, open the valves to allow air to flow to that trailer. Otherwise, close the valves.